Because a lot of facilitators in our network work as independent consultants and not really as full-time staff in any organization, there could always be a conflict between what the group needs and as the learning experience is unfolding in front of us and what the client wants. And when I say the client wants, I mean the organization that basically put you on contract and said, please do this for our employees or for our schools or for our teachers, for example, right? My sense is this is a challenge that even teachers go through, right? There's so much pressure on them from administration to deliver curriculum. And then there is so much that's happening in class, around relationships, around questions, around young people struggling with things that are not in the textbooks. So when as a facilitator, there's a moment where there's something that's happening in the group. If you facilitate it, it could be a breakthrough moment. And then there's a briefing that the client has given you with certain objectives, maybe even success indicators. How does a facilitator navigate that space? How do we make decisions in a moment like that?
As a facilitator, you can be really stuck between what you see is being called for, by the group, and what the client or the person who's hired you and who is going to ultimately, pay your paycheck, has asked you to do. The way that I think about it is doing the work up front to really understand the aims of your client. So, for example, you've been hired by an organization and they want to, they have some kind of, maybe even like a new strategy or something like that, and they need to bring everybody on board. And so they've got very clear kind of objectives, which may or may not be the same objectives as the people in the group, and in that case, like you may see like lots of questions and even conflicts and challenges to, the direction of whatever the strategy is and stuff like that. And then you've got to somehow facilitate it. What I've seen, and in my experience, I spend quite a bit of time, as much time as I can up front, talking to whoever is hiring me, talking to as many people as I can, before the actual session, to really understand. And if the client is willing to, kind of put me in touch with a couple of people who will be in the group, who could maybe speak in advance about some of the issues, and just trying to kind of tease out a little bit more about what possibly could come up, what are some possible scenarios, so that you have some more information to work on, first of all, as to, you can talk to the client about, okay, so if these are some of the issues, the underlying issues, then how could we take advantage or use the time with the group to surface, some of these things and work through them, rather than, they just, by surprise, they come up in the middle of your facilitated session and you really, then you're really stuck as to kind of what to do.